So I'll just get straight to the point here. The Kissing Booth 3 is trash. Now, I'm sorry to fans of the series, and I mean no disrespect, but this movie is not good. This review will contain spoilers because who cares at the end of the day? But if you really do care, I'd maybe skip this review for now and come back after watching the movie. So anyways, I'll start with the conflicts. So I get that a person can have multiple issues going on at once. I think that the crime here with this movie is thinking the audience can relate to a lot of the shit that these characters are going through. The movie opens up with this major bombshell that Noah and Lee's parents are selling their beach house, and they literally cue the sad music in order for us to feel a certain kind of way. Now, I get to them, this may be sad, but to me, I couldn't give one single shit about this. I also think there is a way you do this too. Maybe showing us some of the memories that they had at the beach house in order to make us understand why they're so upset could have helped. Instead, the movie just kind of wants us to be upset for these spoiled ass kids, and it's kind of tone deaf if I'm being honest a little bit. Now, to be fair, they give us a little montage at the end of the movie, which was effective, at least for my wife, we'll say. Now, I'm pretty sure I checked out already by that point, but I imagine something similar to this would have been helpful in the beginning because it could have helped us care a little bit about why they are so sad about losing this beach house. Now, the rest of the film focuses on the conflict the Kissing Booth 2 ended on. Does Elle decide to go to school with her boyfriend or her best friend? To me, this was where the second film lost me because it's not only showed how dysfunctional her relationship with her best friend Lee is, but it really made me hate both of their characters kind of. And in this film, they're even worse. Elle, I know, is supposed to be written and viewed as this cute, naive, innocent kind of girl, but in reality, she just kind of comes off as ignorant and selfish. She lies to her boyfriend about being waitlisted for college, constantly sells him out over the dumbest reasons, is shitty to her dad's love interest, and plays the victim through all of this. She's a crybaby who never really deals with the mistakes she makes, and even when she does offer an apology, it's kind of half-assed and forced, making it really hard for her to be likable to the audience, or at least for me anyway. Now, Lee, her best friend, this dude is just an emotional wreck who has no concept of what problems in the real world are. Elle at one point calls him a 5-year-old, and this is about the only thing she says or does that was even close to being right. I think in the case of Lee, you can make an exception, but Elle, she's our lead protagonist here, and you just can't do this with her character. A movie is destined to fail if the lead character of the film is the most unbearable part that, we see on screen. And some of the other conflicts that I didn't enjoy about this movie have to deal with this dude, Marco. He's still in the picture. And if you're asking yourself who the fuck Marco is, I understand because I forgot all about this dude too. Anyways, he shows up trying to pursue Elle again, and we don't really know why. Or at least I don't really know why. And even after Elle's boyfriend Noah is like, stop hanging out with this dude, he likes you, guess what she decides to do? Continues to hang out with this dude. This is where I feel like the love interests in both Noah and Rachel, if anything, are too good for Elle and Lee. Shit, at one point, I was kind of hoping those two got together just because they were the only ones who somewhat reminded me of adults who were actually in or about to be in college. Yes, college. This is important to note because you could really mistake this for a 7th and 8th grade drama if you're not careful. The movie, however, concludes with them all becoming successful, of course, 6 years later. We're supposed to just buy that everyone becomes all mature without seeking any kind of psychiatric counseling simply because they're in suits and business attire and shit, and even less realistic, we're supposed to buy that Rachel and Noah, after a full college career, are still interested in Elle and Lee and not somebody else that they met on a college campus who happens to not be crazy. The Kissing Booth has been a lot of things for the past 4 years, but good is one word that doesn't come to mind for me. I think the only positive thing to take away from this movie is that I'm sure they had fun making them. But from a critical standpoint, they progressively got worse. This entry was the worst of the series. It just tries to fit too many subplots into, this time frame, and honestly, it makes the movie 2 hours long or so, and that's kind of too long for this fucking kind of a movie. Not to mention, many of these subplots just kind of rush to a conclusion or simply don't get resolved at all. Now, if you're into this kind of thing, I'd much rather recommend the To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before franchise or the movie The Half of It. They're both on Netflix, and I feel like they are just as funny as these films are, if not more, but actually have well thought out stories and way better written characters. So I'm sorry if I offended anyone who actually liked this movie. I'm glad you did, and I'd love to love what kind of crazy reason you did like it. Because, maybe we could talk about it in the comments below. Maybe there's something I missed here. Anyways, thanks for watching as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.